Alex Ramos. This is the MMA and Boxing Addicts channel, and my friends, we got ourselves a very huge day today. I know there's UFC going on. I know you got boxing going on right now with Kayla Plant and Jamal Charlo, but hey, we got more important things to talk about, my friends. This month being the month where Johnny Tapia passed away, my friends. He passed away in 2012, exactly 13 years ago on May 27th, my friends. And I decided, let's make these dedication videos. Let's make these videos on Johnny Tapia surrounding his story and everything, because you ask anybody around here, and they all know who Johnny Tapia is, my friends. He's a big deal. It's a big, big deal. Former five-time world champion in three different divisions. And not even that, but it's about his story and the person that he is, my friends. Look, we have Johnny Tapia joining us right now, my friends. Let's add him into here. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. What's up? We're here with Johnny Jr.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, we were just talking about your dad right now, man. We were just explaining how right here where I'm from, bro. I swear to God, dude. I'm from like a blue collar area, bro. Where there's a lot of gang stuff, a lot of things like that. And,
Yes,
and
sir. Yes,
bro,
sir.
with and I'm telling you right now, every single person that lives here in this neighborhood knows who your dad is, bro. He is beloved over here. Like people, man, it's crazy how much these people love him over here, man. And I'm excited
Yeah,
to
hell
have you
yeah.
on today. I'm excited to have you
It's dope
on.
to be here.
Hey, we were your brother was supposed to be on today, but I know I think he had his tonsils or something like
Yeah,
that. But
yeah. Yes, sir. He's
anyways,
healing right now.
hey, we're still good though, man. We got Johnny Jr. with us today, my friends. And hey,
Yes,
I
sir.
can't wait to speak to him, man. So, like I said, guys, those who are
Let's see.
watching, this is Johnny Jr. Tapia. He is the second to the oldest out of the three boys, my friends. And hey, we got a lot of things to talk about. He's
I'm
making his
hearing
professional. What happened?
I'm hearing you double.
You're hearing me double?
I'm
Hold
hearing
on,
you,
let me
yeah,
make.
like over and over again.
Okay, let's make sure in the comments that we're good and everything real quick. Let's ask somebody in the comments. Ah, yeah. Let's see. Anybody in the comments right now, let me know how. Does it sound good to you guys? Because right now you sound perfect to me, but I want to know how I sound on other people's phones. Let me check it out. Let me check it out. Yeah, yeah, man. Been waiting for this. Oh, sounds good. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm hearing double. It's weird. Yeah.
Is it like hella annoying? Is it bothering you a lot?
Now it's not doing it, but before it was overlapping like crazy. So
Oh,
now
okay.
now it's
Awesome.
good. Yeah, now it's good.
Yeah. All right, we're perfect then. We're perfect then, man. So let me introduce you guys, man. Hey, so those don't know who this is. This is Johnny Tapia Senior's son right here, my friends. Johnny Tapia
Yeah.
Jr. Guys,
What's up,
John,
everybody?
hey, Johnny Tapia, his father was a five-time world champion from New Mexico, Albuquerque, my friends. And this guy wasn't just your normal boxer, man. He was one of the greatest fighters that ever stepped into the ring of a boxing ring. The adversity that he went through in his life was like none other. For him to go from the bottom and work his way all the way to the top, win world titles, and
Yes,
not just
sir.
that, but five in three different weight divisions.
Yes,
Guys,
sir. I appreciate you, my boy. I appreciate you. And now it's still starting to overlap again. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if
oh
it's
man,
yeah, it's overlapping like bad, bad, bad.
like bad, bad, bad.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god. All
yeah.
right, let's see what happens if you come out and then
Let me
join
see.
back in again. Should we
Let
try
me
that?
try. I'll be
Try
there.
that. Okay, try that. Let's see. All right, you guys, here we go. Let's see. Hopefully it's working, my friends. Hopefully it's working. All right, we're back.
Yeah, I think that's better. I think
Think
that's
it's a
better.
little bit better?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome. How
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it
Usually
is.
the live streams when you go live, like it's always the first 5 minutes that are like some
Yeah,
technical.
for real, huh?
Thing. But how yeah, man. Hey, here we go, man. So we got into the introduction, Johnny Jr. We're here. Take me back to the first time that you ever laced up a pair of gloves, my friend. And I'm talking about the first
Man,
time that you
to be
remember.
honest, I couldn't even remember that. I might have still been a baby when I had my first pair of gloves on, so I couldn't even tell you. Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
even tell you since I was a kid. We've all done it since we were kids.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And did you always want to do boxing as a young kid growing up, or when you were
Mm,
younger?
nah, not really, honestly. It was kind of something that so my dad wanted prodigies, obviously. It's kind of something that he wanted, and so I kind of battled in and out with the sport since I was a kid. And it wasn't till I think 2019 where I actually did, fall in love with boxing and actually started understanding everything in it.
Oh, okay, awesome. So that leads me
Yeah,
to my
yeah.
next question. How old were you when you started taking this on full time?
19. 19. Yeah, I was 19.
Oh, okay, 19 years old. All right, 19 years old. All
Yeah.
right. And how old are you right now, my friend?
I just turned 25. Yeah,
Oh,
I just
shoot,
turned 25.
25.
Yeah, May 26th. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just the day before my dad's memorial.
Oh, wow, man. Wow, that's crazy right there. I'm 26. We're 25. We're like
Oh
the
shit.
same
Okay.
age,
Hell
dude.
yeah. Hell
we
yeah.
would have we would have went to high school together.
I know.
That's funny, man. That's crazy. Well, how yeah, man. Do you and your brother train together?
Oh yeah. Every day. Every day we're training together. Gym. We're running. We're training. We're sparring each other nonstop. Me and him are always pushing each other. He's pushing me. I'm pushing him, and we got to. Like with the legacy that we're supposed to create, and the shoes that we have to fill. Man, we got to push each other.
That's 100%, man. That's 100%. Tell me, what gym are you guys training out of? I know in 2015 you guys did have the Johnny Tapia Academy, but I believe it shut down. When you look it up now, it shows that it's open again. Where are you guys training out of?
So we had a gym off of Candelaria and San Mateo across from Peter Piper's, and then our recent one was San Mateo and Montgomery behind Canes by New Beginnings Church. And we recently just closed that. We found actually a newer building. We kind of have some things hidden that we're gonna do, but we found a bigger building, a nicer space, and we're gonna do some crazy stuff.
That's nice, man. That's good to hear. You guys have options and things are flying in your way, man. Tell me, who are you coached by, and what does a normal training day look like for you?
Honestly, it depends on who we have as far as coaches. Man, I've been trained by Jesse Reed. I've been trained by some crazy pro coaches. It's just, Paul Spadafora. There's so many coaches that we've been trained by. It kind of just depends. My dad was very big in changing his coaches a lot, and I think that kind of helped him create his own style. All these coaches have a different style, and so it kind of just depends on who we want to pick and how detail oriented we wanted to go into. But as far as like a normal training day, I would say um, we tend to sleep in. We get used to fighting at night as far
Yep.
as all pros go. So you tend to sleep in a little bit. You get your breakfast, you get your electrolytes in for the day, get your morning run, afternoon run, whatever. Then you have training on training days, we're hitting bags, we're doing mitts, we're jump roping, we're shadow boxing, we're doing the whole nine. And then sparring days, we're just light training, light pads, light bags, and then we go into sparring just to kind of warm up.
And how
But
much are you
it
guys
gets kind
spar?
of hectic.
Okay, okay, okay. And how much are you guys sparring weekly?
Uh, we try to spar at least 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, shit. Putting in work.
Y-
Putting in work.
Yeah, hell yeah, at least
Uh,
like 4 rounds, 4 3-minute rounds at least,
That
just to try to get that stamina up there, be ready for pros.
nice, man. Nice. So tell me, when we talk about your amateur background, what age did you have your first fight in?
I think it was 9, right? It was like 8 or 9. Yeah,
9 years old. Dang.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It
okay.
was.
And
I think it was in Las Cruces. What was that? No, that fight was a draw. That fight was a draw. I think that fight was honestly so crazy, like, I think, like, picking apart, like, memories I have from it, like, my dad was gonna go fight, like, the other kid's family, like, my family was gonna fight his family, like, that whole thing was crazy, like, back then when they used to do smokers. So it was a smokers, so it was just it was insane. It was honestly kinda crazy. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Man, that is exciting right there, dude. I bet you, knowing how your dad loved boxing and the personality that he had, the excitement that he
Right,
had, I bet you,
definitely.
bro, I bet you he was ready to get down with the other
Oh, for
people.
sure. Oh, for
Oh
sure.
man, I love
Yeah,
it.
that man was it was on site, man. That man was 0 to 100 quick.
I
You
love
know,
it.
when it comes to us, man, 0 to 100 quick.
Yeah, he loves you guys, man. You guys were his sons, dude.
Yes, sir.
That's absolutely amazing, man. And how did you like it, man? Tell me, emotionally, you go into that fight. It's your first amateur fight ever, and you're done out of it. How did you emotionally feel right after the fight, man?
I felt good. I felt good. It's just I don't know, it's just one of those things that just came so natural to me. And I got in there, I did what I needed to do, and it was a draw. I was 9, but I mean, like, it just we did it again and again and again and again and again, and it just kept going. The love for it was there. Then I would stop. Then it was
Yeah,
there. Then it would stop. Then that's when I finally, like, you know what? Like, I finally just dug deep into the sport, and that was it right
dude.
there.
That's crazy that your first fight was a draw too, because I believe your dad's first professional fight was a draw as
Yeah.
well. And then he ended up
Yeah.
going what, like undefeated, dude.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
yeah, that's crazy. What are the odds of that, bro? And like how you said, how it's in your blood, dude. It is freaking in
Right.
your blood, man. If
Yes,
it was gonna
sir.
be in any type of father and son relationship, and they have their type of dad's blood, bro, it's definitely in your blood, man. That is
Yes,
that is
sir.
pretty. That's good to hear right there, man. And your amateur fights, where do you get emotional going into them?
Oh,
What do you
very,
have on your
very,
mind?
yeah.
And tell me, what do you have on your mind, and what are you thinking going into these fights?
I think, like, I wish my dad could be here. You know what I mean? Like, spiritually, I know he's here. His blood runs
Yeah,
through me. I know he's here.
he's
But
watching us right now, man.
almost definitely. And I wish I could have him walk me to that ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, him tell
yeah.
me, "You're doing this, you're doing that." Like, no, like, I want him to be able to tell me, you know what I mean? But I think genuinely, I think that's really the only thing that really bugs me, is just not having him there when I fight.
Man, oh man, dude, that hits me right there. That hits me, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, man, as long as he's watching you for sure, bro. So
Right,
that's
right.
what
See
matters,
see,
man.
having
Yeah.
having him as a trainer would have been the ultimate cheat code. Like,
Are
we would have been, man,
you
we would
kidding
have
me?
been so set. It would have been the
Hey, your
ultimate cheat
dad
code.
was legit, dude. He was like a
Yeah, he
boxer,
was.
puncher type of guy. He wasn't
Oh, and
running, and this guy, he was freaking so slick with it, bro. He was whoop
oh,
whoop
quick, I
boom,
know.
so beautiful, bro. And then when he wanted to, he would let those combinations fly, 4, 6 punch
Yeah.
combinations, and he would look at the guy and be
Quick, just quick
like,
too,
oh
like,
my god, bro.
oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, Johnny Tapia was one of the most exciting fighters that I've ever seen fight inside the ring, and to this day,
I think so
to
too.
this to this day, man, for reals, bro.
I think so too. I
Um,
think he was the only one to be able to just throw everything, all he had, into that ring at any given time. Like,
uh,
he is the only one to ever do that.
you could see it too after his fights.
Yeah.
After he won his fights, the way he was like celebrating, he would be like,
Oh, yeah.
ah, he would be
Oh,
so
yeah.
freaking excited. Watching him celebrate makes me get butterflies, bro. It's pretty
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
sick. It's
Yeah,
pretty
you
tight,
just
man.
you feel it because it's real, like, not knocking anybody else, but it's like where my dad came from, and what he
Oh,
had to go through to get to where he was at, and then having my mom by his side, like, he made it, like, he made
yep.
it from where he was. And
It
so
is.
that's the cool part about it.
It's unbelievable what he did, and like you said, he made it. A lot of people, including me, and including like I'm training some kid. He's 12 years old. I use your dad as a I use him all the time as an example. Like this man right here was at the bottom
Yeah.
in
Right.
and it was just an absolutely amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing.
Yes, sir. Shit.
Now,
Without my mom, man, I don't know. My dad had the talent. My dad had everything, but without my
oh,
mom, he wouldn't have went as far as he did. I really don't think so. Like my mom was the backbone. She was the strength that when she needed to be, and so she
yep.
she definitely helped him out as well.
That and I could relate to that because before I met my girlfriend and we had our son, I was messing up real bad, bro. Just doing real bad things, and it took me. I realized that I needed a woman to be able to
Mhm.
set me straight, and I think
Right.
with Johnny Tapia got so lucky though, dude, because a lot of other girls, a lot of other, including my girl, she would have left me, bro. The second that I would have
Right.
no matter what, bro.
It's hard to find that now,
Um,
though,
it
man.
it it. Whew, you can't even find that no more, bro. It's once in
That's
a
rare.
lifetime. It's
Like
once
very,
in a
very
lifetime
rare.
type of things. Look at that, man. Look at we got people in the chat right here. The Tapias are the most humble family ever. Look at that. But you have your mom who also is a powerhouse,
Yeah.
bro. People, hey, I've been releasing videos. We dedicated this month to you on my TikTok and everything, and I've got over like 80 comments of
Yeah.
so many people telling me they're sending me pictures of them at fights with your dad, like that. And they're
That's
like,
so
bro, you don't
cool.
understand how much this means. I have this hung up. Another guy's like, bro, I have this towel that had sweat on it, and I still haven't washed it to this day. And bro, it's
That's insane.
yeah, it's pretty amazing. Even I was
It
happy to see the love and stuff 13 years later. You know what I mean?
right,
It's pretty
right, right, right.
pretty
It
amazing, man. So
it shows like it just shows the character, like the true character of my dad and the true nature of him, like any
yeah,
person he met, any person that, needed anything that he could help, he would do it. He'd give you the shirt off his
you,
back, the money in
oh,
his pocket, man, like everything, everything. He helped anyone and everyone. And I think that's like
yeah.
that's what people like love the most and they could relate to him. He wasn't this perfect guy. He struggled. He did what he did and he went through what he went through, but he still proved that even though he did what he did and what he had gone through, that you can make it out.
And
So
I
I think
think because of those struggles, I think that's why he did do the things that he did, like help people out.
right.
Well, we were gonna speak about that. I got a couple stories to tell you right here, man. I got one from Robert Garcia. You know Robert Garcia, the trainer.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know if you know him, Chase Mikey Garcia. He has a couple stories about your dad. I got one from Stitch from the UFC. Stitch. I don't know
Not from
if you
Stitch.
know
That's
this
dope.
guy,
Yeah, yeah. Hell
the
yeah, I
cut
know
man,
Stitch.
bro. He talks about how he was hanging out with Johnny Tapia back in these Golden Glove days, and how him and Johnny Tapia pulled up to where the tournament was, and before he seen a bunch of homeless people, he stopped the car to get off, and he started handing all the homeless people a bunch of money before they went to go
Oh
handle this
yeah,
business. And
that's
and,
definitely my
and,
dad.
and that's what he says. He was like, "That's what type of guy that Johnny Tapia was, bro." Or what about that
Oh
time?
yeah.
I believe it was right after he had just won a world championship. I think his third. The next day, he sees a couple of guys jumping an old man.
That old man,
And,
yeah.
I'm telling you, and instead of going and being a coward and backing away or something, your dad didn't go over there and hold him down, because I know
Mm-mm.
your dad's from the streets. He's not gonna hold these guys down for the police. He's
Right.
throwing down, bro. Any other kid or any other person with a non-good heart would have just walked away with that. But that's how you know that your
Right.
dad was good hearted. You know what I mean? I mean, he may
That's
have
right.
made a couple mistakes in life like that, but everybody makes mistakes, bro. It's
Right.
about who you are and what type of person you are. You know what I
And
mean?
how you can learn from it too.
Yep.
Gotta learn from those mistakes.
100%, man. 100%, man. So Tommy, since and now we're in your amateur record, you've been able to compile a record of 3-1. What kind of style would you say you have, my friend? Are you southpaw,
Um,
orthodox, and who do you fight like?
I'm southpaw for sure. I'm southpaw for sure, and I think I took my dad's, his. I'm a boxer. I'm a boxer. I'll hit you. I won't get hit. I'll hit you
Nice.
5, 6 times. And I think I'm more boxer counter puncher for sure.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah, man. That's sick,
Yeah,
dude.
boxer counter
Taking after
puncher.
your father. That's the best style, bro. It's the smartest style too. Smartest
Yes,
style.
sir.
And who were a couple fighters that you looked up to growing up, man? Obviously, your dad
My
won.
dad for sure. Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker.
Oh,
Man,
sweet pea, dude.
the way he moves as a lefty
Ah,
was crazy, man. He's so so crazy.
Sweet
Um,
pea was amazing.
oh yeah, Vasily Lomachenko, the way he moves
Oh,
as a lefty as well, man. I try to I try to focus a lot on footwork. I try to focus a lot on movement, and so watching these guys that have great foot movement, great work, and great counter punching ability, that's my biggest thing.
wow, those are some great fighters to look up to, man. I mean, every single one of those guys defensively is ridiculously
Oh, I
sound.
know. Oh, I know.
And tell me, man, I know you're 25 years old. I know you are a dad. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My little son, Weston.
Weston. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
How would you
Weston.
explain being a father is in your own words, man? I'm a
It's
father
it's
too.
honestly it's surreal. It's honestly so crazy. Like taking care of a little human, like watching him grow and watching how fast they grow. It's honestly so so crazy. It's a blessing. It's a blessing for sure.
Yeah, that's 100% true, man. That's hella true right there, dude. Tell me, how were your emotions feeling when you were finding out that you were gonna have your son for the first time? Ooh,
It was scary. Honestly, it was scary. Like I always thought like I'd want to be a little more prepared. And I guess like getting like advice from everybody, they've always said You can never be prepared for having a child." Um, but honestly, it wasn't bad. I feel like I've always been ready to be a dad,
yeah.
and I feel like I've grown up very fast and I'm very mature. So it was it was nice. Honestly, it was really really cool, but a little scary.
I think because like my mom and my dad too, they split up, and I didn't talk to him for a while. I still haven't spoken to him in like 8 years.
Right.
I feel like us guys who don't grow up with their father
Right.
and
Yeah.
most people they
Right. Oh yeah.
know what you feel, man. I
Oh
know how you
yeah.
feel. I think it's exactly how I feel right there, dude.
And I don't want my son to fight. I don't want my son to fight.
Ah, that's smart. That's smart, dude.
Mm-mm.
That's smart. You don't
Mm-mm.
need to. You don't need to. There's a lot of other
I
things that he can do.
oh yeah, man, I've been
Yeah.
hit way too many times in the head. I don't want him to fight. I want him to be smart.
Yeah, it's not the funnest. It
Yeah, yeah,
definitely ain't the
yeah,
funnest.
yeah.
That's funny, man. And tell me, man, let me see. Now that you have your son, does it add a little bit motivation to you going into these fights, man?
Oh, definitely. Definitely because with where me, my brother, and my mom are taking things, I want to be able to give my son what my dad gave to me. So he's always on my mind, like where like I said, where I want to take this, man, the sky's the limit, and I want to have fun with it. I want to set up, set up my family for generations. I want it all. I want to do everything.
Wow. So take this 100% serious, this boxing career right
Oh
now.
yeah,
You're doing this for your son.
yes sir. And unfortunately, I feel like I started a bit too late. I feel like if I was a couple years, a couple years younger, I'd be all right. So I got to kind of rush things a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. Man, we've been through so much stuff, and I've this last couple of years I've been kind of down, but you know what? I'm ready for it. And with what we have coming up, it's gonna be well worth the wait.
Yep. Hey, that's true, man. And you know what? Don't worry that you started too late. It's all about the work that you put in right now. You know, a couple of
Right.
boxers that started kind of late. Sergio Martinez. He started at
Yeah.
19. He was playing soccer before and ended up winning a world title against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I
You
remember
know, what I
that.
mean, you see guys like Jake Paul who are hate him or love him. The guy is he's putting in work, man, and he started really late in his life, and he's making the right moves to the top. That's what you got to do is make the right moves and make the right
Yeah.
positions and slowly make your way to the top because you started a little bit later. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm excited for that, dude. I
I
love the
am too,
drive and I
man.
love hearing you say like, how hungry you are and stuff like that.
Man,
Um
it's like it's crazy. Like I tell everyone this. Like I can just envision it. You know what I mean? Like I can see it right in front of my face, and it's like it's so so close, and it's right there. And man, like I said, like we've gone through it like since my dad passed. And so after all of these years, man, it's time we finally start just setting everything up right, you know?
Hell yeah, man. Hell, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And Vero Morales, question for Johnny: what do you think of your dad as a dad? We are gonna ask him that in a little bit, my friend. So hold on tight for that. And Tommy, so I heard that you got shot, man, back in 2019. Is this true, my
Oh
friend?
hell yeah, yeah. I got shot in my right leg. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me, tell me, what happened, and what happened?
So uh I was 19. This is actually when I had that like epiphany about boxing. I was
Okay.
19, and I had a motorcycle at the time, and I used to go out to the street races. And I believe it was a Friday night, I think. And I was just riding, like we used to chill at Sonic on Montgomery. Uh, and I was just riding around, and I left Montgomery. I went up the street just to go mess around, go do some flybys, whatever. And I made a U-turn. This car pulled up right next to me, and they threw a drink at me. And so I got
Ooh.
pissed, and like I wanted to know why they threw the drink because I genuinely feel like I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I'd have been
And
pissed off.
like me as a person, I always want to figure things out, and I can deal with conflict like really, really good, but it also just depends on that as well. But I just wanted to figure out like why they were so mad. So I just continued to follow him and continued and continued. And like eventually we were able to try to talk, but he like tried hitting me. So I pushed him back, and they got in their car again. I continued to follow him for like 5 more minutes.
Damn.
uh, he gets on the freeway, and I see a laser, and I didn't know it was from his gun, but then I heard pop 4 times. Then it clicked. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I jumped off my bike, I threw it, and I just ran the other way. And I looked down, and I just got shot in my leg. It was
What?
like, yeah, it all happened so fast. Like I think the whole situation happened within like 12 minutes.
Did it hurt?
No,
How were you feeling? Were you
honestly,
shocked
no.
or not? It didn't.
I
Okay,
think it
okay.
was more just like what the hell just happened? It was just like it was a 22. He shot me with the 22.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Honestly, it wasn't too crazy. I was in the National Guard. So
Oh, okay.
I put my belt up on my leg like a Turner kid. I fucking I did everything I needed to, and then I rode to the hospital. And so I have like a little phone attachment for my helmet. I was on the way to the hospital, and I was like, it's like, okay, call mom. And I was like, "Mom, please don't be mad." And she's like, "What did you do? What did you do?" She's like, "What's
Yeah.
wrong?" I was like, "I'm going to the hospital, mom." I was like, "I just got shot."
Oh
"This
my
is what you
God.
get for running around and think you can run these streets." She's like, "This is what you get." She's like, "I'm on my way." She's like she's like, "You better not have anyone over there." And so she pulls up, go to the hospital, she pulls up, and there's like 100 people waiting outside. Everyone thinks I'm dead. And so she's like, "What the hell
What?
are all these people doing here?" I don't know. Like, I'm back here. How am I supposed to know?
I
But
seen the news. The news was making news
yeah,
things on it and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It was crazy. It was crazy, but typical
damn.
Albuquerque things, you know.
Yep. Hey, man. I bet you your mom was scared, scared,
Oh,
scared.
she was. I think
Oh
I'm
my
the
God.
one that gives my mom the most heart attacks for sure.
That's
Yeah,
funny, man.
that's for sure.
That is funny to hear right there, man. That is crazy. Well, we're glad to see that you're good, man. Nothing else bad
Right, huh?
happened. You know what I mean?
Right. Knock
God is
on
by your
wood.
side for sure. So tell me, man. I know you guys were supposed to make your professional debut on that
Right.
Rampage Jackson versus Sugar Rashad Evans card. I was hyped up for that. Being an MMA
I
fan
was
as
too,
well.
man.
That's gonna be ridiculous, dude.
It was gonna be
And
so dope.
I seen it got canceled. Are you guys have another date for your pro debuts coming up, or?
Uh, I believe it was like August 12th or something like that. We're shooting for in Cuba, New Mexico.
Oh,
Is what
okay,
we're shooting
nice.
for. It's like August, somewhere around there, the first week of August.
Yeah, cool. First week of August. Do you know who you guys are gonna be fighting?
I don't know as far as that goes. Um, I know we're still trying to pull people together for the card. We're gonna have some locals, we're gonna have some influencers, and it's gonna be like our first card in a few years. So we're gonna make it big.
Okay, okay. And what weight class are you, my friend? What weight class are you?
I fight at 150,
150.
150,
Oh, okay.
155, I guess. It
all right. So you're in
depends.
the welterweight division. Nice. There's a lot
Yeah.
of top dogs in that division. A lot of freaking
Oh
exciting
yeah.
fights to be made, especially with somebody like Johnny Jr. Tapia. That's gonna be
Yes,
tight,
sir.
man.
Man, I'm so
That's
ready. I'm so ready. Watch.
whew,
We're
that's
gonna look
fucking
back on this one day, and we're gonna do this again. Watch, and
what I'm
it's
talking
gonna be
about.
bigger.
That's what I'm talking about,
It's gonna
bro.
be
Hey,
bigger.
so I'm talking about Team Tapia, man. I know the people that are
Yes, sir.
watching and that the people that are gonna be watching and the people that have watched the videos. Once everybody finds out the Tapia brothers are back and the Tapia family is back, dude, you guys, I already love you, and
Yes,
people are
sir.
gonna love you. And you know what? It's you also are very respectful, bro. Like I like the
I
way you
appreciate
are,
that.
the
Thank you.
way how you're talking, the way you hold yourself. I've noticed you've always been like that. You know, when you look at
Yeah.
old news reports, um, you've always been like that type of guy. That's like, you know, as soon as your dad died, you've
Oh
always
yeah.
put a real, you always made yourself look real good, and you really have held down the Tapia last name in a proud, good manner, my friend.
Sure, we have to, like I think like well, if there's one thing like I don't ever want to tarnish my name or my dad's legacy. But growing up like having just my mom had to be my mom and our dad. And so she had to, teach us the things that my dad wasn't here to teach us and yeah, man, she really put us through it. And we have to be respectful because respect is always given until it's not, but it depends, it depends on the person, but you gotta be respectful no matter what.
100%, man. 100%. I think the people are gonna fall in love with you real fast, bro. For reals, man. The type of guy to study your opponent before a fight comes up.
What was that?
Are you the type of fighter that likes to study your opponents before you have a fight
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You have to, absolutely.
And is your next fight? You said it's gonna be in Cuba, New Mexico, huh?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, hell yeah, man. That's exciting, bro. You're fighting in the same,
Yeah.
same state as your dad fought in.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
gonna be fans there. A lot of people have been waiting for this moment. That's gonna be tight, man.
Well, we
And-
wanna bring it back, man. Like, I feel like boxing in New Mexico, like, it used to be so big, and,
yeah,
we used to be the capital of this, and, we wanna bring it back, we wanna bring all the money back to New Mexico, and, we see all of these things happening, all these kids joining gangs and, all these crazy things happening here, man. We wanna help as much as we can, and with one, we're gonna start with fighting.
that's tight, man. That's tight right there, dude. I
Yeah.
love to hear that, bro. I love to hear that, dude. That's tight. So tell me, man. Tell me, um, what are going to be your main goals at the end of this boxing road, man? What are your goals that you want to accomplish in the sport of boxing?
I wanna go for a world title. I don't know. I wanna see how far I could take it. I I I don't know. Like I said, I want to see how far I could take it. Like I told you, I see the vision and I have the vision and I know I can grasp it and I know it's right there. So I don't know what the goal is as far as now, but as far
Yeah.
as where I want to be, I'm just I'm gonna get in there and do it as much as I can, man. I'm just send it.
Hell yeah, man. Send it, man. That's tight, man. That's tight.
I'm
So
going to, man.
that's glad to
Yeah,
hear, man. I'm excited that you're super excited about your boxing career. It seems like you have a lot of drive. How many days out of the week are you training?
5 to 6,
Five. So you're
five
training
to
5 to
six.
6 days out of the week.
Yeah,
Wow, man, dude. I'm excited for
I'm
your
staying
boxing
busy.
career, bro. And
Man,
I think I've
I'm staying.
seen. What'd you say? Say it again.
No, I'm staying busy. I want this so bad. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've waited so long for this, and it took me, having to get shot, having to crash cars. It took me having to go through all that I had gone through to finally hit my head just once right,
Yeah,
to finally want it. And now, like going through it, everything's just opening up. So it's cool.
and that's tight because you went through those things, and now you got even more motivation to become great.
Right.
I feel like the
Oh yeah.
more things that you fail at, the more harder life gets. The more better it feels. When you start chasing it and stuff like that, man.
Definitely.
That's tight, man.
Definitely.
That's tight. I'm excited for you, bro. So now that we talked about a little bit about your career, we've got to know you a little bit. let's go ahead and talk about your dad a little bit, man, and let's remember some of
Okay.
the memories that we got with him, man. So, Johnny, I know you were 12 years old when your dad passed away, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it just happened, well, my birthday's May 26th, and, he passed May 27th.
Wow, your birthday's on May 26th?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, man, dude. I didn't even know that right there, bro. That's so your birthday's May 26th. Johnny Tapia, your dad passed away on the 27th. And I believe his mom
Yes.
as well passed your grandma passed away on the 28th, if I'm not, if
Yes.
I'm yeah.
Yeah, she
Wow,
passed on
man.
the 28th when he was a baby. Well, when he was a kid, not a baby.
Yeah, yeah, he was 8 years old, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy right there, man. So tell me, since you're 12 years old, right? You're a 12-year-old kid. You've already got a couple memories with your dad. I'm sure you have a
Mhm.
lot of pictures in your brain of things
Oh,
with your
yeah.
dad.
I got a few.
What was it like? What was it like losing your father, man, at 12 years old?
To be honest, I didn't really grasp the concept of it. I feel like well, since I was a kid, I've been through funeral after funeral. I think like our family's so small now. We've had a lot of family pass since I was a kid. So I've always known like what death was, but after my dad, I don't think I understood it. I think like if I'm being honest with you, I don't really remember anything under the age of 14, 15. I think like just the trauma of not having my dad and losing him, it just completely wiped everything. And like now, like I get like glimpses of it, but I honestly couldn't tell you how I was.
Damn. Damn, bro, that's crazy right there, man. That was leading into my next question is do you remember the day that if you could take us back on the day that he died, but you don't
I
remember,
think
huh?
like, well, like I get bits and pieces. So like all I remember was coming home, going upstairs to my room, and then I hear screaming. It's all I heard was screaming. And at the time, like one of our family friends, Pam, she passed away a while ago, but Pam used to be our nanny, mine and my brother's. And I just remember going out of my room, and my dad stayed to the right, like down the hall. And I remember just seeing on my mom on her knees, crying, yelling, and yelling for Pam. And then after that, like Pam grabbed me and Nico, and we went to the park. And after that, I just remember being at the park, and we stayed there for like a few hours, and then going home. Like we had CSI at the house, we had cops at the house, we had news reporters, helicopters. Man, we had like everything. It was rough.
Damn, man. Damn, and tell me, going and then so now that you're 12 and you just lost your dad, and you're going into 13 and 14. How were those next 2 years for you? You know, like you said, how was the next month for you, man?
Man, I honestly I couldn't tell you. That all of that's like a blur for me. It's completely blacked out for me. Genuinely couldn't tell you
Yeah,
because like if there was one thing is like Nico, like my brother was a mama's boy and I was a daddy's boy. And so I was always with my dad. I loved my dad. I wanted to be around my dad 24/7. My mom tells me stories like when I was a kid that I would never allow her to change me. Like it'd always just be him. And so
yeah.
losing, I
Wow.
guess losing my dad, it felt like losing a part of me, which obviously it is. But I don't really remember much. So it's unfortunate.
Man, that's crazy, Johnny. You know, my son, he doesn't let me change him one time. He likes
No.
he's a mama boy too, dude. He's a mama
Yeah.
boy. And just the fact that you were doing that, like put yourself in your dad's position. I bet you your dad
Mhm.
got this love, bro.
Oh
Got this
yeah.
love that
Oh yeah.
you were choosing him over your mom. You know what I mean, for certain things, dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. That's absolutely awesome right there, man. And now tell me, do you think it's affected you mentally?
Most definitely.
Gone through that?
Uh,
And how would you say how has it affected you?
repeat that last part.
How would you say his death has affected you mentally growing up?
Um, I'd say it's caused a lot of anger. Not as much now. I think more like 16, 17, 18. not having any guidance from my dad, like going through certain things, and I guess not being able to understand
Yeah.
or have a male role model to help out with that. But I don't know. It was like my mom helped as much as she could, but it was hard. It just like I told you, it felt like I guess half of me was dead, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Man, crazy, man. That's crazy right there, man. And how often do you think about your dad, man? Do you still think about him?
every day, every day, I'm talking to that man. I'll go to his grave site or like just like I pray to God, I talk out loud. I talk out loud to my dad. Damn you! Like, why'd you have to leave? Like, why couldn't
Yeah.
you be here? Like, just a few more years, even, you know? But every
So,
day I think of
so
him.
I'm like you, bro. I'm like you. Like growing up, there's been times where I thought to myself, where I've got a little angry. I've got a little pissed off at times because you feel like
Yeah.
you feel like all the mistakes that you made in life are because like you feel dumb or something because you didn't have somebody there to tell you. And fuck and you have a lot of anger, but now that I'm older, and I don't know, now that you're older, I've came to realize that everybody makes mistakes in life, and whatever my dad was going through, that was his life, and I'm not blaming him for it. I'm not mad at him anymore for it because I'm the man that
Right.
I am right now. I got my son, and maybe without him leaving, maybe I wouldn't have this type of love for my son and this drive for my son that I have. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Mhm.
I've come to fruition like that. And I told you I haven't spoken to him in years, just like you haven't spoken to your dad. And I forgive him, dude.
Yeah.
I don't hold this grudge no more, man. But I understand. I understand being 16, 17, and 18. You're angry. How do you feel now? How do you feel now being an adult and a father yourself?
I think still a little angry because he should be here to meet his grandson. But man, I'm more calm, I'm more thought out, more well collected, and I guess I understand the death aspect a little more. You know, I know my dad did what he did. You know, he had his demons, and you know he he couldn't get rid of them, and it's unfortunate, but for the longest time, I feel like I had mourned his death instead of just celebrating what I remember of him and what he created for me, what he'd given me, like the life that I have, man. I'm very blessed because of my dad and my mom. And after realizing, like, no, I should, I should be bringing him up. I should be uplifting. I shouldn't be cursing him. I shouldn't be like, damn you, dad. Like, why'd you leave me? Like, why'd you have to go do
Yeah.
this? Why'd you have to go do that? Like, and since I've been, you know, since I've been like more calm about it, I notice my dad a lot more. I, like seeing him and myself, like hearing stories about him through other people, I get to see who he was, even just not through him or just my mom or family, but through everyone else. So now, like, now I'm okay with it. Now I'm okay with him, being gone. It sucks, but there's nothing we could do, Everything happens for a reason.
No, exactly, man. And I think everything does happen for a reason. And I know he's your dad. So you feel like it's kind of fair. But the way that I look at him is almost like you said, everything does happen for a reason. I think his life, all these other guys out here that are struggling and don't have any home, I think that's what your dad was put on this planet for, man. You know what I mean? And I know from your point of view, it's unfair. He's my dad. He's my dad. But at the end of the day, man, your dad, he's a legend, man. He's an absolute legend, man. And I bet you, bro, I bet you he fucking loves you, bro. I bet you, I know, bro, you know your dad. You know the type of personality he has. He reminds me of my dad, the way how he's all excited and he was already old, but he was all young still, with the young mind. These guys are full of life. They're full of life, and that's what he was. And I'm telling you, these people who are full of life are also full of love. bro. I know he's watching us right now, and he's thinking, man, my son, where he's on. You know, I decided to do this on on the 31st today because I didn't want to do it on the first or the second of next month because this is his month. This was dedicated to your dad.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
And that's why
completely.
I tried to schedule it. I think I had said on the 27th, but that was the wrong day. I was like, wait, whoa, whoa, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
that would have been a hard day. That would have been a hard day to do it.
And I really understand why we didn't do it on that. I don't even know why I asked for that. But on the 31st, that's why I did. I was thinking of that, man. And it's
Yeah,
amazing, man. Tommy, what
and
is one of
I'm
the,
glad we were able to do it today.
I know,
I'm glad we were
exactly,
able to get
bro.
this done.
And Tommy, what is one of the best memories that you have of your dad, bro? One of the best memories.
I think the best memory I have of my dad is just being in his room. Fridge. He used to keep Dr. Peppers in the bottom and then ice cream sandwiches in the freezer. So
Oh,
he'd go get me from my room. He'd be like, "Son," he's like, "let's watch Cops." And so I'd go to his room and he'd already have ice cream sandwiches and Dr. Peppers already ready to go just to watch Cops. Man, that
that is
that dude was
fun.
so he was so cool, man. He was so cool.
That sounds tight, man. That sounds tight right there, man. And let me see. What was one of your favorite things to do with your dad?
Man, we would honestly, we would do everything. We would sports, basketball, football. We would roughhouse. I mean, like my dad was rough. He was hyperactive, and I was the only one that
Wow, man, that is sick right there, dude. That is sick. And Tommy, man, from what you remember, what kind of personality that your dad have for everybody who's watching? How would you explain your dad's
could.
personality
um,
from what you
it's
from
kind.
your point of
I'd
view?
say I'd say it's very energetic, very loving, very filling. If you were around my dad, man, and you were in a bad mood, you'd be out of that bad mood within 2 seconds because he'd make you laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. And if you tried your hardest not to, I guarantee you he'd make you laugh. Or man, he was really really cool, down to earth, and he loved everybody. Loved everybody.
Wow, man. And Tommy, if you could see your dad one last time, what would you want to tell him? If he's watching us right now, man, what would you want to tell your dad? You want him to know something?
I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
Yeah, too much emotions, just too much. You you,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to say a word.
Mm-mm. I probably just stared him. I don't think I could say anything.
And how would you want people to remember your dad?
Just the exact same way he was, the fighter that he was. He was a fighter, in and out of the ring. He had a big heart, and I hope they remember him more for the good than the bad that the people like to point out.
Nah, never, bro. Never, man. I think on this channel and forever, bro, Johnny Tapia is a legend. He's one of the greatest people to ever step into the ring, and he's one of the greatest hearted people that's ever lived, man. And you know, and it's not just me saying that. There's thousands of, like you said, thousands of
Oh
people who
yeah,
agree with me, and they all have stories to tell about that one time that your dad pulled through for them, for reals,
oh
man.
yeah,
He was a real one. He was one of the most
that's for damn sure.
hardest men in the world.
Yeah,
That's
you would.
crazy, man. And tell me, man, what do you want people to remember you as, Johnny Jr.?
I don't even know. I don't even know right now, man. Right now, I'm just like I don't know. I'm just living life right now. I'm just trying to do my own thing. I don't know. I guess I'm currently going through some like rough times right now, but I guess I want everyone to know that I persevered through every challenge that I went through, and that
Uh,
through whatever challenge I went through, I made it.
hey, you're not the only one struggling right now, my brother. Fucking
Oh yeah.
I was just renting out a house too a little while ago. and me and my girl, we weren't able to keep paying the rent, and not able to save money at the same time. So me and my 4-year-old son and my girl are actually living with their grandparents in a two-bedroom house. I'm doing this
Ah,
interview
I'm sorry to hear that.
in the kitchen. Nah, don't be sorry, bro. I'm taking a step back so I could take two
Yeah,
steps forward. I'm happy where I'm
I
at,
see
dude.
you.
I've struggled for so long with bills and everything like that. For once, I got a little bit of money again. I'm starting to save money. I
Good.
I
That's good,
I
brother.
at first I was disappointed in myself, but I just try to stay positive, man, and I keep it straight. You
And you
too.
got to. You got
You
to, man,
too.
because if that's one thing about us is I feel like all men are big overthinkers, and when we're idle, when we're steady is when we're at our worst. So we got to.
100%, man. Well, Johnny Jr., I think I'm gonna have to let you go on that, my friend. We've had a
Yes,
wonderful
sir.
conversation on the 31st to celebrate the 13 years that your dad has been gone, but has absolutely impacted so many people's lives. He's got us bringing us together, man. I'm from Fresno,
Yes,
California,
sir.
and you're from New Mexico. And who would have ever thought this would even be possible? It's because of
Right, right.
and it's been 13 years, let alone
Right.
20 years since he's been a world champion. Guys,
It's crazy, yeah.
bro, I absolutely love you. I absolutely love your family. And shout out to your mom and the person who I was texting for communicating me with you. I really wanted to do this, bro. I got real love for your dad, bro. And I'm
I
telling you right
appreciate
now,
that.
I cannot wait, bro. My mom is absolutely the biggest fan of your dad. She's been talking about him all my life. When I told her about this, she got so excited. She loves your
Yeah,
mom and your dad, dude. She actually
that's so
looks like
cool.
your mom. Like they almost look like each other. I'm like, is that why you like him? Man, telling you, man. Hey, Johnny, it's been a
Well,
pleasure to talk to you, bro. For reals. I feel
thank
very
you,
lucky to be
Veronica.
speaking to you.
And I do as well, man. Hopefully we can meet together in person one day, man, and do a live interview or even have you at one of the fights, man. Like
Hey,
we can do some dope stuff, man. Like I said, we want to make it so everyone around us eats, man. Like
hey.
we're trying to lift everybody, we're trying to push everybody forward and bring everything back. So
Well, you
it
got
was it
somebody
was
on your
awesome being
team.
here, man.
You got somebody on your team right here, Johnny. I'm telling you, bro. And
I appreciate you.
I hope you have a good rest of the day. The rest of this day, I'm gonna go watch some Caleb Platt, and I'm gonna finish off my day with a nice cold
Yes,
beer, and I'm
sir.
gonna be thinking about your dad, and I'm gonna be thinking about you, man. And
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And
I,
I'll pray for you over there, brother. And you keep your head up and you keep pushing forward. And if you want, reach out to Veronica. Maybe we can't send you guys a little care package.
hey, man, I love you. I love you, Johnny Jr.
And I
Shout
love
out
you
to
too,
you,
man.
man,
I
for joining the
appreciate you.
channel, and shout out
I
to everybody
appreciate
who
you.
was watching me and Johnny Jr. today, my friends. Hey, if you're
Yes,
not a
thank
fan
you
of him,
all.
then you better be a fan of him now, my guys, because the Tapias are back, my
Yes,
friends. Hey.
sir. Yes, sir.
We spoken right here with Johnny Jr., the son of Johnny, Mi Vida Loca, Tapia. And hey, absolutely amazing stuff, my friend. All right, Johnny Jr.
Appreciate you.
I'll catch you
You
later,
have a
man.
good
I'll
night,
text you,
brother.
man. I'm out, bro.
Always
Thank you,
be
man.
safe.
Thank you so much. You too, bro. Wow. You guys, just an absolute blessing to be talking to we're doing good things, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that was watching. And shout out to Johnny Jr. And shout out to Johnny Tapia, mi vida loca, man. I swear everybody's always gonna love you, bro. I'm out, my friends.